welcome to Charmed Intentions. I am excited for today's spell. Today we're going to be doing a wealth and prosperity jar to manifest fast cash, whether you need like straight money, help, provision, resources, a windfall to come through, level up financially. This one is for you. This is really all encompassing. So I'm excited. My Etsy shop is in the description. If you would like your own private tarot reading, candles burned on my altar, or my personal custom spell work, that is where you can find me. And let's jump into today's spell. So for today, you will need a small glass jar. I have my lid here. You will need about a handful of coins. You can use curio money if you don't have real coins and you have like some Lucky Charms or different forms of coins. That's okay, you can use that. You will need a bay leaf. Have that. You can really get by with one cinnamon stick, but I have two. You will need a green or gold candle. You can use like a tea light candle if that's all you have, or if you have one bigger than this, that is okay, but it is going to balance on top of the jar, so I don't like to use anything too big or anything that's going to burn for too long. But these 4-inch chime candles are perfect. Go with green or gold. Even yellow if you're looking for transformation, that can be good. Small piece of paper to write your petition. I have sugar here. A little bit of sugar and rice. Some rice. You can use money rice or prosperity rice as well if you need it. You can also use some herbs and oils, other herbs and oils that correspond with wealth and prosperity if you have it. But I like to keep it as simple as possible and, you know, with things that most people will have. So now that you've gathered your materials, let's open our space with our opening invocation, which is just: sacred space, now come to be, blessed with light and energy. Magic stirs and flows through me. So mote it be, so mote it be. So now that we've opened our space, we can start filling up our jar. So let's start to layer our materials in our jar. I'm going to go with a layer of rice first. Rice is really good for prosperity, long-term wealth, stability, sustenance. It's a necessary part of a lot of cultures' diet. Rice is heavily associated with stability, security, provision from the universe. We're just going to layer this. You can layer yours however you want, but I'm going to add some sugar next to mine. Wealth, prosperity jar, sugar. This is going to sweeten and bring in even luxury and random luck blessings. This can cause people to pay it forward for you. This can bring more niceness and generosity out of people towards you. Then I'm going to layer some coins. You can use whatever your currency is. It does not matter the denomination. It is all money. All money has different symbolism and power, so adding all of them to the jar will give it even more power, more diversity with the ways that spirit can bless you. Also, they're made out of different materials, so that uses the energy of silver, the energy of copper, you know, using that diversity, the energy of nickel. So it's all good. I'm going to add another layer of a rice. And now that we're about halfway, we can write our petition. So this is the point where you write out exactly what you need. If you specifically need housing quickly, that's what you're writing on your petition. I'm leaving mine more open-ended so that it can constantly bring me wealth. I like to feed my jars, and I'll explain what that means later, but I really like to keep a wealth prosperity jar in my window or on my altar and then feed it, so it's bringing me in constant luck, prosperity, money, etc. But this is the time where you want to write down exactly what you're needing if you need something. So if you're needing an approval for a loan, or if you're needing a promotion, whatever you're needing, write that down. But I'm going to leave mine open-ended. I'm going to say, with this jar, consistent money, wealth, and provision flow into my life and give itself to me. And gives itself to me. And then I'm just going to say, I have abundant luck, prosperity, and wealth. Write whatever you want, whatever you need. You can also put your name and date of birth on here. Giving itself to me. All right. So I left mine more open-ended, but you do yours according to what you need, what you want. If you want this to come from a specific source of income, you write that. Once that's written, fold it 7 times towards you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you're going to stick that right into the middle of the jar. So once you do that, all of the other materials, the rice, the cinnamon we're about to put in, the bay leaf we're about to put in, the coins, the sugar, all of that is surrounding you. You can even write some sigils or symbols on the back of your petition to make it even more powerful. You know what? No, I'll do that later. I'll do that later. I'm going to add a few other things. I'll do that later. But go ahead and do that to empower it. Now that you got that stuck in there, let me put a little bit more rice so it can stay upwards. And then I'm gonna take my bay leaf, and you write on this bay leaf what exactly you want in one word form. So if your main thing is money, money, housing, housing, provision, provision. And it's also okay if you don't have the bay leaf, you can use the other materials and you can make your petition, you know, more in depth. You can use a bigger piece of paper than I did if you need it. But I'm gonna put money, in abundance. And bay leaves are a bit small, so that's why I like to keep it just like 1, 2, a few words. And I'm also going to write money on the back too. Bay leaves are amazing for manifestations, for intention setting, for goal setting, heightening the energy. Great to add to spells, especially amplifying type of spells. And then we're going to stuff that in there. And then I'm also going to put my cinnamon in there. And then now we got the bay leaf, we got the cinnamon. That's how it looks on the inside. And then we're going to continue to add everything to our jar in layers until it's completely filled up. So let me add some more rice. Cinnamon's going to help things happen quickly. Also, cinnamon holds a lot of air energy, fire energy. It's a great amplifier. Salt, sugar. Just surround that petition with this beautiful energy, and some more coins. All denominations up in there. Very powerful money jar. Like I said, I like to keep things simple and, you know, accessible for everyone. But if you got herbs and oils, if you got some basil in your cabinet, if you have some frankincense essential oil, if you have anything related to money, essential oil or herbs, stuff that thing in there, okay? That is only going to add to its power. Oh my God, I love jars. I freaking love jars. I need to do a jar series. I love jars. They're amazing. You know, everything is a microcosm of something bigger, and this jar is like its own little universe. When you seal that up, especially if you put your name, your date of birth, your intention onto your petition, symbols to amplify it, this is a little universe that's constantly surrounding you with wealth, money, abundance, whatever you asked for. Jars are so freaking amazing. So once you have yours, mine is literally filled all the way up. You can see it's got the rice, the sugar, the coins, everything in there. Now you're going to take your candle, and you can inscribe your candle with your name and date of birth as well. You can also dress your candle with oils and herbs as well. Anything that's going to add to the power. And we're going to go ahead and light it. So let's do that now. We got our jar all assembled. Put your chime candle or whatever kind of candle you're using on top of it once it's all assembled. And we just light it. And once we light it, we're going to speak our intention over this candle again. So put your hands around the candle and speak from the heart. Again, if you need housing, this is the time where you open yourself up to your spirit guides and you tell them exactly what you need. With this jar, I attract wealth, prosperity, money, and abundance to me. I call in provision, better housing, better situation, better business deals, more money into myself now, into my life now. Money gives itself to me in abundance and freely. And I call that into my life now, and I accept that now. Once you say what you've needed, requested, we can go ahead and close the spell and let our guides know. They now have permission to bring this towards us. So we just say the gate closes, the spell is done. My magic won, the work is done. With love and light, I set it free. So done it is, so mote it be. Once this candle is done burning, leave the jar in a windowsill for 3 days, and then you can empty the contents of the jar directly into the earth. If you programmed yours like mine for continuous wealth and prosperity, feeding is basically when you offer up some coins to the jar or a flower symbolizing money or whatever you need to the jar. You can add anything to the jar. You can put some coins at the foot of the jar or on top of the jar. That's how you feed it. That's how you give it energy. Lodestones are really good. Magnetic sand is also really good for attraction. You can feed those things to your jar by simply adorning the jar with it or placing it here. And you can leave this on your altar, honestly, for as long as you want. Jars are one of those things, like this doesn't even have anything liquid in it, so it's not gonna spoil. It's quite literally forever as long as I keep it. Gonna keep bringing me what I asked for. So you can literally keep this on your altar for a year, 2, 5, however long you want. Especially when you're not, using any items that will spoil. But you can let this off, like maybe every 6 months, do a new one with new intentions and new energy and add different things, new things, It's always good to change it up. And, you can repeat every 6 months or however you want. But we are essentially done. Leave this on your altar or in a windowsill for 3 days. And then you can empty the contents into the earth if you do want instant transmutation. But if you'd rather keep it, that is also fine. So that is what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed today's abundance and money jar. My Etsy shop is in the description. If you would like your own private tarot reading, custom spell work, that is where you can find me. And I will see you in the next one. So mote it be.